What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Before we get into Samantha Martin's interview, if you look up there at the top right of your screen, I think that's correct, you actually see the Team Fish Knuckles logo up there now, and I'm going to start including this in every video. I think it's something that I need to do, so that way you know what the logo actually looks like. And the main reason why I'm starting it on this video is because Samantha Martin is actually the one who made the logo. She drew it and everything. She is one of our original team. I mean, we're all original right now. Team Fish Knuckles YouTube. She made sorry about that. She is one of the original people in Team Fish Knuckles. If you didn't know, it's me, Samantha Martin, her fiance John Collier, Justin Aaron. Then after that, it gets a little fuzzy. I don't remember everybody. There's Leslie Robertson, Randall Robertson, Dustin Parker. Is Mac one of them? I can't remember. Is Keith one, maybe? There's probably some more I'm missing. I'm sorry, guys. I know there's at least 9 or 10 of us. So, if you didn't know, we're all from Tennessee, and that's why we kind of like came with the group, like made the team together. So that's why Team Fish Knuckles exists. And the main reason why it does exist is because of Samantha. Without like this picture up here on the top right, I don't know where I'm pointing at because I can't see it. But without her drawing that, we wouldn't actually have a Team Fish Knuckles, and this YouTube channel probably wouldn't have exist. So big credit to Samantha Martin for actually making the logo. And without that, I don't know if this would have ever started or not. But anyway, here's her deck list that she used to make top 8 in Kentucky States, and as you see, it is a metal deck. That is her favorite deck to play right now. She's always playing it, and I don't see her changing her mind ever not playing it. And if you didn't know, Bronzong, which is the main focus, has metal links, which you attach a metal energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon, and of course you can either use Cabalon EX, Dialga EX, and Aegislash EX, and then of course you have Keldeo for the Russian Retreat with the Floatstone. Besides that, there's nothing too crazy. I mean, the laser's kind of crazy. She gives a shout out to Taylor Mitchell, which that's who she saw playing the lasers first. So shout out to Taylor Mitchell. I know I'm giving a pre-shout out, but just in case you're not watching the whole video, you can see that Taylor Mitchell does deserve the laser shout out because, like Samantha said, she is the one that started playing lasers first in her medalist, or at least that we saw. And besides that, I mean, the list is really good. Samantha's been working on it for a really long time. So hopefully you enjoyed the interview, and thanks for watching. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. My name is Josh, Clicking Marking, and today we have an interview with Samantha Martin, who topped 8 in Kentucky States. So what'd you end up playing, Samantha?
I played metal.
Okay. So how'd you do in Swiss?
In Swiss, I went 5-1-1, ended up in 5th place overall. Yeah.
So what'd you play against in Swiss, if you just want to go over like a general thing real quick?
Okay. Well, round 1, let's see, I have it written down. I played against Flareon Night March, round 1, which is kind of makes me nervous as a metal player. But I 2-0'd Flareon. I mostly used Aegislash with that matchup, so it worked out pretty well for me. Round 2, I played against an Evil-Tall Darkrai deck with a Sharpedo in it.
Okay.
It was different, but again, Aegislash kind of won me that match because they had attached like DCEs to all their Evil-Talls, so I 2-0'd them.
Okay.
With Aegislash mostly. Round 3, I played against my friend Randall Robinson, who I actually rode up there with. So it's kind of a bummer to have to play like so early too. But that was my only loss of the day. He 2-0'd me because I started Lone Bronzor both games. And the supporters in my hand were like Lysander, Xerosic, and teammates, so that wasn't helpful. Yeah, so that was a bummer, but he ended up topping as well, so it worked out.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was playing Landy Bats. Round 4, I played Toad Bats, and I was able to beat that. Yeah, and then the next round I played Blastoise Keldeo, which was really tough. They got going, and not a whole lot I could do when they were knocking out a Dialga every turn. But I ended up winning game 1 because they decked out. they just blew through their whole deck in like one turn. So I won game one. Game two, they won, and then we were tied on prizes in game three. So we tied that one.
Okay.
And then next round, I played Don Fan. I won game one. Game two, he set up, was doing a great job. He was down to one prize. I still had five left. So I was like, all right, this is going to go to game three. What can I do? Maybe I can come back. So I ended him to one, and he picked up his prize card and shuffled it into his deck. So, I mean, it was a crummy way to win, but I mean, there wasn't any way we could fix that. So, yeah, so I ended up winning against the Dawn fan deck. I mean, I don't know how game three would have gone, but yeah, so that was really crummy. He was a really cool guy. So,
Yeah.
all right, the last round, I played against Fairies,
Okay.
which I felt pretty good about. But I was still nervous, which was rightfully so, because
Sure.
this guy, he was a really cool guy, really great player. He only attacked with Mewtwo and Keldeo and Malamar, so I couldn't get the weakness there.
Mhm.
And he got game one actually.
Ooh.
Game two, I won that one. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I won game two. And then third game, it came down to who could take the most prizes, because one of us had to win to get into top.
Yeah.
We were even on prizes by the time was called. I think we both had four. It was pretty intense. So I sent up a Bronzong, and I actually knocked out a baby Xerneas with my Bronzong. And then he returned the KO with a Malamar. And then I was just able to DCE Metal Links to my Dialga Muscle Band and knock out the Malamar for. So I ended up beating Fairies to get into top cut.
Okay. So, what you end up playing against? Top 8.
Top 8, I played against Kevin Baxter, who was playing Primal Kyogre. I just watched his video earlier. Yeah.
And how'd that end up going?
Not good for me. Yeah, it's a tough matchup. And I hadn't really tested against Kyogre, so I wasn't really sure what to do. My plan was to get rid of his float stones so he couldn't rush in and retreat, and just chrono wind him so he wouldn't be able to attack. And I mean, that was my plan, but it didn't really work out. But he got game one. I got game two because he started Jirachi and just had a poor start. Game three, he had everything he needed and got going. So, like I said, my plan didn't work out with the Zerosicking the float stone. I did it like 2 times in a row, and he always had the float stone. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, congratulations, top 8 though. That's pretty good though.
Thanks. It was the best I've ever done.
Yeah. How nervous were you in top 8?
I was super nervous. I was just hoping they didn't that I wasn't the match on Twitch. I was like, I can't do that.
Okay. Were you more nervous on your last round of Swiss or in top 8 of a cut?
Last round of Swiss.
Okay.
For sure. I was like, I want to top. I want to top so bad. So once I got into top, I was like, all right, okay, I'm here.
Okay. So you talked about the Zerosic just a little bit. Did you play it anymore? Any of the games besides Kevin's game?
Yes, not a whole lot. Mainly because I didn't really have any tools that I was worried so much about in the other games. Like I'd use it a lot against Garbodor, but I didn't see that matchup at all. And I didn't want to get rid of any specials because I have Aegislash, so
True, yeah.
I didn't really use it much in the other matches.
Okay. Now, you played a Sacred Ash. Did you ever want it to be like a licensed trump card or anything, or is the Sacred Ash enough?
Well, I really like Sacred Ash. I've thought about the trump card before, with the Flareon and the Night March. I hadn't really tested with it. I hadn't really come up against those decks much. I mean, it might be something I try later,
Mhm.
but I mean, for now, I mean, I really like Sacred Ash.
Okay. Now you played two lasers in your deck. Were those like really crucial cards to knock out 180 HP Pokemon, or did that like really not happen?
It didn't happen so much this time around. I actually ended up using Aegislash, um, quite a bit more often than Dialga.
Okay.
Um, but it has helped me a lot in the past. And there were a few 180s, like I think a Darkrai, I was able to laser and get down into knockout range. So I mean, I really like having it in there just to pull off those one hit KOs.
Okay, that's true. So what was your favorite attacker over the weekend? You make it sound like Aegislash was your favorite attacker.
Um, yes, he was. Dialga, Aegislash was probably my MVP, but I love being able just to one turn set up a Dialga one hit KO or something, which I was able to do just a couple times. So I mean, Aegislash put in more work for sure. Um, yeah, so.
Now, did the one Cabalion ever become useful, or was it just kind of like a dead Pokemon in the deck?
Um, for this tournament, I didn't really use them a whole lot. I use them mostly to get by walls, and I didn't see a whole lot of those. I thought I might have had to use it against a Suicune, but I never really saw that. So, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't use him much this time around, but I like what he's there for.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's a really good attacker. So, the one teammates, did you use it a lot over the weekend, or was it kind of a dead card too?
I actually use the teammates quite a bit. They're really good. Even if I have to discard it early, I can VS Seeker for it later. And just to get a return KO. Because like I said, that Dialga is pretty easy to set up once you get going. So if I had a knockout, I could, teammates get my Dialga, DCE, Metal Links,
Yeah.
there you go. So, I really like having the teammates in there.
Okay. Now you played a 3-2 split on the bald line. Did you ever want that to switch, or was that good enough? You think?
I like that, just because sometimes the repeat balls wouldn't. Sometimes I'd have them and I wouldn't be able to use it, but more often than not, I would have already had a Bronzor on the bench, or a Bronzong. But I like my line of the Ultra and repeat balls.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we covered pretty much everything crazy in your deck. Anything else you think I missed out on?
I don't think so.
Okay.
That's it.
Now, how many championship points are you at currently?
I'm at 110.
Okay, that's very nice. So, are you gonna go to any more states?
I'm going to Tennessee next weekend.
Oh, my Siri just kicked in. Okay, so are you gonna switch decks, or you think you're gonna something else pique your interest right now?
I'm probably gonna stick with metal. It's so much fun. I love that deck.
Yeah. Okay. Now, would there be any changes you would make to the deck, or you think it's like pretty solid as it is?
If I were to make any changes, it would be to counter Kyogre, because that was super tough and not really much I could do against it. So maybe Mountain Ring or a Mr. Mime, to counter the stadiums and to prevent bench damage, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, that seems really good. Well, do you want to give any shout outs to anybody or anything?
I do. I want to shout out to my fiance, John, for letting me always share his cards. Most of that deck is probably owned by him. And then I also want to shout out to Taylor Mitchell, who I saw play at the Cities way back in December, and she was actually playing a metal deck that had lasers in it. And so that's kind of where I got my inspiration.
Okay, sweet.
Also to Team Fish Knuckles and Pokemon Murfreesboro for helping me test.
Well, there you go. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, good luck in your rest of your tournaments.
Thanks.
Alrighty, bye.